How you doing? My name is Thunder, and welcome to another episode of the Need for Speed Most Wanted Car Build, in which in this part I am going to be using another Porsche, which has been a while since I've used one of the Porsches. This is the 911 Turbo S. Now I'm going to be fully going into this car expecting it to hopefully compete with the Carrera S that did the 59.73 time that we saw way early into this series. And if you look at the stats, well, it looks like they tend to speak for themselves. Or do they? If they do speak for themselves, then we will know for sure when we test it around the Petersburg test track, where we've got 6 laps to try to take this Porsche around the track and get the fastest lap time that we possibly can get out of it. The current leader is the Lotus Elise that is set as 57.66 time. And as I mentioned before, I don't know if any other car in the game will perhaps get to it, but then of course, there's still more cars to go through, so I could be incorrect. But you never know for sure, of course. To say the least, though, this Porsche does seem to give some hope. Its handling is good, maybe not so much as the Carrera S, which is a little interesting. But then again, this is a 4-wheel drive Porsche, so that could also play to some bit of it. It does seem to be pretty quick, though, to say the least. Cut in a bit much there. Well, I say a bit much. Even though I didn't really hit it, so. What am I going on about, to say the least? Because of last time, I'm just going to do that, because why not? Because I ran into that one somehow. But you know, sometimes you make mistakes and all that other kind of gubbins. But anyways, and that's of course our first flying forming lap, so which is basically get a feel for the car and never really going to worry about lap time simply because, well, that's not going to happen. Okay, well, I got that sign out of the way, but that was actually pretty well through there. There's more speed in some of the other cars that I've tested, at least so far. But this car does have some potential to at least do a pretty good time. I mean, I'm thinking the Carrera may actually turn out to be faster, honestly. But it doesn't seem to be that the Porsche is that bad either. Or at least this Porsche is that bad either. It just may not have the same kind of get up and go as the Carrera did, which is a little interesting. I honestly expected the Turbo would probably be the faster of the two, but maybe not so much now. And that was a 1 minute .97, so better than our last car, the Lexus IS 300, but a lot of me feels that this could do better than just being 300s better than the Cobalt. But we don't know yet for sure. Around there. Nope, okay, everything's fine. Everything is fine. And fine, and fine, and fine. And fine, and more fine, and all this kind of fine. That the fine can even find the fine. Fine. Okay, I'm stopping that. I say weird things all the time, so what can you expect? Well, I was actually pretty well through there. I managed to get nice and close to that corner there without actually hitting it, and then that was also pretty well done too. Okay, this is looking very promising. Very, very promising. And 101.06, really? That was a little bit slower apparently. Although I honestly thought it would be faster. In fact, let's actually switch to the hood view because I might start using the hood view a little bit more just to get an idea of how I can do with it. But that's honestly surprised me. When doing that lap, I honestly thought I was doing faster than the 1 minute .97, but apparently not. I honestly, and of course that didn't help. I honestly thought that the Carrera here what am I saying, Carrera? That the Turbo here would do better than a 59.73, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be able to do that 59.73 now. No matter, especially because I've been trying very, very hard to beat it, but that's apparently what it seems to be. Anyways. Oh, God. Yep. Well, this isn't a good sign. The Turbo S is the one that I thought would be the faster of those two Porsches is, in fact, slower. Huh. There's two other Porsches in this game that I can use. There's technically 5 Porsches, but there is the 911 GT2, which I actually originally was going to plan to use for this particular part. The problem is, though, that because the GT2 was only ever a bonus car, you couldn't actually really upgrade it much. There are junkman parts that exist for the car, but there's no ultimate parts, and it was just nowhere near competitive enough, so I'm not going to be including that one, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, God. What is going on here? I was really hoping for a bit better than this. This is a bit disappointing. Not the most disappointing. No, that would still probably go to the Gallardo, because I really thought the Gallardo would be one of the high competitors, but apparently that wasn't. But this has been definitely a letdown, to say the least. But, oh well. There's only so much you can do, I guess. And so let's just try to see what I can potentially manage out of this last lap here. But, alright. Sorry, I'm just gonna get focused again. I've just been binge recording these. I literally started the series, like, this is the 17th or 18th part, I believe, and I did part 1 today, so yeah, you can kind of tell how many I've been doing in a row. I've just been kind of doing this constantly, because I'm enjoying this so far, to say the least. It's just, something different on my channel and all that kind of stuff, and of course, I enjoy watching fail race stuff, and I wanted to kind of take my own spin on something, so this is pretty much what it resulted in. Yeah, that last lap I knew it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but, still not quite the time. So anyways, the Porsche 911 Turbo S basically then means here on the leaderboard it gets a 1:97, which means it just beats the Cobalt and the Impreza, but it's very, very shy off the Clio, the Gallardo, the Mustang, the Viper, and then the RX-7. It's a pretty busy field there around that area, to say the least. But nevertheless, maybe we'll get another car to join that field, possibly. I don't know. We'll find out in the next part if that happens to be the case. So if you have any thoughts or comments, please feel free to leave them down below. And as always, thank you for watching, and take care.